Yeah, but very seldom are women eligible or allowed to go to camp. Their main hall is prison, 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 send them to prison. And what happens when a woman goes to prison who has been the caretaker of her children are either scattered, her children are the other children in other people's house, and many of the children, from their own words, they say, well, I didn't want to complain because I didn't want to seem like I was a burden, and I had this pain. So it's gross neglect that happens because they, if they're old enough to speak, they instinctively know that I'm not here with my mom, and that you have to grow up real quick, real quick.
I'd also like to invite our viewers to call in. Our number is 621-4473, and our line is open. If you have any questions for Ida McCray of Families with a Future.
Thank you.
And I would like you to talk a little bit about what it's like to be in prison, what that experience is, and the overcrowded conditions, the real prison conditions that exist now. And
well, my daughter, when she was very young, she said, Mommy, what's it like being in there? And I said, it's like living in a bathroom with someone you never knew. So it's like a little small bathroom, and you can be in either a cell or a dormitory area, and you just have to get used to the crowding, the different personalities, different smells. A lot of times when women live together, they bleed together, so everybody's, you kind of sync together. And one of the things I really noticed, especially at federal prison level, is how the beauty of the Latino families, how they would take care of each other, and they would sing at night, and they would relive their culture by singing and eating. And one of the big things is that to be able to eat, you would have to get a tomato, which was contraband. So we would sometimes send different people out to the kitchen. Can you get a tomato over here? Can you get an onion here? And women would always cook. We'd find a way to cook, even if it was just putting an ashtray and making a fire under it and having someone fan away the fumes, So, but the women would get together, and they would have their meals at night, and they would sing songs from home. And I'm talking about women from all over the world, women from Thailand, women from various parts of Latin America who were serving their sentence, and most of them, I have to say, were victims of of other men who made them do things like carry drugs across, or otherwise I'm going to do things to you. And women from Lebanon, I've met women from all over the world. It's really international experience in federal prison.
I heard that. And what about the state prisons? You visit the prisons, I take it.
I have visited state prison, and the conditions there are different. They're very different. We see a lot of, especially for the women who are ill and who are serving 2- and 3-year sentences, and have to pay for seeing the doctor from the money that they don't have.
It's like a $5 copayment or something, isn't it?
Yes, it is. And then
in prison.
Yes, and then you have to go through with the thing with the medicines because they never believe you're really sick. And they, even outside, they don't know women's bodies. What do you mean something is wrong with you? I don't find anything wrong with you. But doctor.
Oh, there's been studies that reveal that women suffer from heart disease or heart attacks more often because they're not believed.
They're
underdiagnosed. When they provide the early symptoms, they're just not believed.
Right. So and then women are a lot of battered women there who've it's just a travesty.
And what about I remember interviewing you one time, and you talked about how there were whole families now, grandmothers, grandmothers. Because of the laws.
Yeah, conspiracy laws that was initiated, I think, during the early male Clinton years.
Oh yeah.
One of the laws that are very draconian. And that is the conspiracy laws. So if grandmother's in the house and Fulano or someone else is selling drugs in the house or alleged to have believed, they lose their house. Everyone goes to prison and gets at least a minimum sentence of 10 years. So it wasn't unusual to see grandmothers and their children and whole family members inside and their house taken away if they owned it, and what they call triple jeopardy. And it's not double jeopardy, it's triple jeopardy, because the whole entire family is inside and now they have a felony and can't live together, and then they've lost their home.
Right.
So,
and just reminding folks who may not know, the U.S. is the highest, has the highest rate of incarceration in the entire world. Even though China has 4 times our population, it's even greater than China's rate.
Absolutely.
It's unbelievable.
It's a prison state.
Yes, it
is.
It
absolutely is a prison state. And it's sad because most of the people will get out of prison. Most of the people still have to face the fact that they were in prison and have difficulties finding work.
Oh, for goodness sakes,
You
with a
know?
felony, how are you
Yeah.
going to find work when people without felonies can't find work?
I don't know. I haven't figured that
Right.
one out. So it's really,
yes, for
really.
real.
And then there's a lifetime ban on food stamps for women who've been convicted of drug crimes.
Really? Lifetime? Mm-hmm. Oh, you can't eat. So actually, could die. But it boggles the mind,
Yeah, it is.
the sheer meanness of the system. It really does. People come out of prison with $200 at the gate, right?
No, I didn't, but from state prison they have $200.
What did they give you?
I had
after
less
9
than
years?
$40.
Less than $40. Oh,
Yeah,
goodness.
you know,
Oh,
it
goodness.
was almost 10 years and less than $40, but
From federal prison after doing 9 years.
Yes.
Oh, lovely.
So,
and you get paroled to the city of your residence, and you can't leave that city, right?
correct.
Okay,
Not without,
so
unless you have
paroled
permission.
to San Francisco, lovely, with either $40 or $200 gate money. And what can you do with that? How long are you going to stay on the street in San Francisco?
Or even
stay
eat.
housed
Yeah.
in San Francisco.
And even eat. And if you
Or
don't
even
find a
be able to
job,
eat.
and if you don't, when you find a job, you have a certain amount of time to find a job, and then you have to pay the so-called halfway house that's housing you, or else you go back to prison. So the thrust is on when you leave, you know, to make sure you become gainfully employed, you know, making $10 an hour, so you're really gainfully employed.
Oh, yeah.
But I was very, very, very fortunate, and I was fortunate that when I came home, I had people like you and others that surrounded me and didn't allow me to fall, and helped me in my journey and what's the next step, you know. And it was really hard because psychologically I hadn't heard a dog bark in 10 years.